Hi, I'm Beth Norcross. I direct the Center for Spirituality and Nature. I'm out here tonight on that night before the Winter Solstice, that darkest time of the year when our daylight is the shortest here in the Northern Hemisphere. And oddly enough, as I sit here in the dark, I'm thinking about fireflies. Well, that might seem odd to you, but it's in this very place this last summer that my granddaughters spotted the first firefly of the season. Well, as you might imagine, they were delighted, chasing it around as it was blinking at them. Well, I learned something a few years ago by Gail Boss's beautiful book about Advent, about fireflies. Well, as we know, they flitter around during the summer, but they only live a month or two. They mate, they lay their eggs in a place not unlike this, that's moist and has some leaf litter, and then they die. The eggs hatch after just a few weeks, and then they live in the ground here as larvae for a couple of years, these tiny little bugs. But what I learned from Gail Boss is that underneath this leaf litter, the larvae are very active. And in the midst of the darkness, if we look carefully, we'll see them blink. Tiny little twinkles. Now, I've never seen this. I'm guessing you'll have to pay really close attention or really get your nose down there underneath the litter. But I like to imagine them in this dark and cold time of year underneath me, just twinkling. Can you imagine it? Twinkle. Yeah. It gives me hope too in this dark time of year, both figuratively and literally. I know that many of you are very anxious right now. I know I am, and afraid of what might be coming, what is here, politically, culturally, environmentally. It gives me some degree of hope as I imagine the little twinkling firefly larva in the midst of this darkness. It makes me wonder whether, if we are present to it, if we have our eyes open, that there are lights in the midst of this darkness. Groups of resilience and resistance. People who are saying no to the darkness. Closer to home, little acts of kindness that we experience. Someone opening a door, someone letting us into traffic. I had a delightful conversation at a local restaurant with a little boy named Chad that just delighted me. What are those little twinkling firefly larva lights for you? It makes me wonder too how I might be a firefly larva light, how I might twinkle for someone in the darkness. Well, my hope for you in this shortest day and longest night of the year, that there will be lights twinkling for you, that those firefly larvae will be very present for you, and they'll warm you and give you hope in the darkness.